Okay, I'm continuing the previous video. So I power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whatever the number is there. So what is the value of this one? First of all, we just divide this number with 4. Okay. What is the remainder? We just understand. So once you divide with 4, what you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So last, if when you divide with, if you want to find out divide with 4. So last 2 digits once you observe. 67 is there. 67. How many times going 4? See. So 20, that is nearby. So 67 by 4 means this is 4. So 1 4s are 4. So we have 27. So 3 is the remainder. So totally the remainder is 3 only. So this value becomes to something. So what can you say? 4 into, that means dividend 67 is equal to 4 into 16 plus 3. Anyhow, so why we have to use that formula? I am explaining here. I power 4 into 16 plus 3. This one you can write as I power 4 into 16 into I cube you can write. Yes. So this is nothing but I power 4 whole power 16 you can write into I cube. I power 4 value is 1. 1 power 16 is 1. So you get I cube only. So this value becomes to I cube. What is the value of I cube? Minus 1. Like that we have to find out. Okay. Next this value is I power 100. I power 101, I power 102, I power 103. Already just now I gave the formula. I power n plus, I power n plus 1 plus, I power n plus 2 plus, I power n plus 3. This value becomes to 0. So this value directly 0. So consecutive numbers are there. Next, this value 1, sigma I is equal to 1 to 27 I power. Already I explained sigma notation. Just substitute in the place of I 1. So this value becomes to 1 power. That is here k is equal to, not I is equal to, sigma k is equal to 1 to 27 I power k value. So that is I power 1 plus I square plus I cube plus I power 4 plus I power 5 plus, you can't write all those, last 3 numbers you write I power 25 plus I power 26 plus I power 27. So already I told you, sum of any 4 consecutive terms is equal to 0. See, you can start from anywhere. So sum of and up to I power 4 0, again I power 5 to I power 8 0, like that. So here also sum of 4 consecutive terms becomes to 0 means you just divide with 4. So totally how many terms are there? 1 to 27, 27 terms are there. Just divide 27 with 4. So remainder you will get 3. Okay, 3 terms left over. You can start from anywhere. Either last, if you start from ending to starting, so you get a starting 3 terms you may get. Or if you start from I power 1, you get last 3 terms remain. Either starting 3 terms remain or ending 3 terms remain. Because when divided with 4, you get remainder is 3. So 3 terms will be left over. So which one is comfortable? Last 3 terms is difficult. I power 25, again we have to do something. But if you come here, so what you get? I power 1, I square, I cube. So that is only your answer. So left of all the value is equal to 0. This value becomes to 0. So left over we have I power 1, I square, I cube. What is the value of I power 1? I only. I square value minus 1. I cube value minus I. Minus I plus I cancel. This is equal to minus 1. Okay. Next. Same sigma k is equal to 1 to 2021 I power k. Same procedure. I won't write like this. So 1 to 2021 all are consecutive numbers. So when you divide here 2021 terms are there. So if you divide with 4, left over only 1. Because 2021 when you divide with 4 you get 1. 2020 exactly 1. So 1 value. So that you take from starting. Okay. That is nothing but starting first term is nothing but I. So this value becomes to I only. Very simplest way. Clear? Understand or not? Once again I am explaining. Here 1 to 2021 means 2021 terms are there. Any 4 consecutive terms, sum of any 4 consecutive terms is equal to 0. So total how many terms are there? Once you see 2021. So 2021 divide with 4. So only one term will be remain. That is either first term or last term. Last term is I power 2021. That is very little bit lengthy compared to first term. So first term is I. So I is only the answer. I means I power 1. That is I. Next come to here. Sigma k is equal to 586 to 7004 I power k value we want. See here how many terms are there? Is it 2004? No. Is it 586? No. So for this one, if the numbers are starting from somewhere to somewhere, then total numbers how many are there means how can you find out? That is a formula. So starting number, that means you take that one, subtract from big number plus 1. That is our required number of terms. So 2004 plus 1 2005. Sorry, 7004 plus 1 7005 minus 586. Subtract this one. So 15 minus 6 9. 9 minus 8 1. 9 minus 5 4 6 6419 6419 terms are there. So just to divide 6419 with 4. So one no. So drop 19. So 4 4s are 16. So remainder is 3. So total how many terms left over? Only 3 terms. That is from either starting or ending. So take from starting. So that is nothing but I power 586 plus I power 587 plus I power 588. See 586. Now we have a little bit lengthy here. I power 586. What is I power 586? Again divide with 4. This value to get it. So 586 divide with 4. So last 2 numbers only. So 1 4s are 4, 2 4s are 8. 2 1 2s are 1 4s are 4. So left over how much? 2. So 2 is the remainder. So that value becomes to I square. I square value is equal to minus 1. So next one will becomes to remainder 3 only. I cube. I cube is minus I. Next remainder is 4. I power 4 is that is nothing but 1. So this value becomes to minus I. So like that we have to continue the problems. Okay, I think so all of you understand the procedure. Very easiest procedure. Nothing is difficult. Just divisions only we have to understand. Next, general form of the complex number. Okay, the number which is in the form of a plus ib, where a comma b belongs to real numbers, is called the complex number. Example, some 2 plus 3i, i3 or 3i, 3i is comfortable, or 3i or root 2i, 0 minus, that means here 5i, whatever may be, all these are complex numbers. Already I told you. Okay, see, whenever you take only 5i, then you can write this is 0 plus 5i. Here 0 5 both are real numbers, 2 3 both are real numbers. 3i means 0 plus 3i, root 2i means 0 plus root 2i. If you take 5 also a complex number, you can write 5 plus 0i. Okay, whenever you take this example 5 2 3 minus 1 root 2 1.7 1.8 1 by 2 whatever may be, all the real numbers are complex numbers, but all the complex numbers need not be real numbers. Okay, here for a plus ib, if a is equal to 0, if a is equal to 0, then you get some ib. This is called the, then generally complex numbers are denoted with a z. Okay, shortly you take z is equal to a plus ib, then z is, so while writing a plus ib I am writing z. then Z is purely imaginary. What you call? Z is purely imaginary. If B is equal to 0, B is equal to 0 means imaginary part 0. So then A is, then Z is purely real. Okay. If B is not equal to 0, then either A is equal to 0 or A not equal to 0. If B not equal to 0, then what can you consider? A is equal to 0 or maybe A not is not equal to 0. Then whenever B not equal to 0, either A is equal to 0, it is a imaginary number. Either A is not equal to 0 also imaginary number. So in both cases, if B is not equal to 0, either A is equal to 0 or A is not equal to 0, then Z is imaginary number only. Then Z is imaginary. Here word imaginary is complex numbers. Both are same only. I think so. Okay. So here imaginary numbers just you write with I. Those are nothing but complex numbers. See here. One thing you remember. Here in A plus IB, A is called real part. B is called imaginary part. Just remember. Okay. I just give some basics of the complex numbers only, because this topic total complex numbers we will discuss in second year. Okay. See here. How to add and subtract, multiply, divide the imaginary numbers. Let us take Z is equal to A plus IB. This is you take Z1 and Z2 is equal to, you take A1 plus IB1, you take A2 plus IB2. If you want to add addition, so what is that? Z1 plus Z2. So how can you write? A1 plus IB1 plus A2 plus IB2. So how can you write this one? So real parts add A1 plus A2 and imaginary parts add, write separately. So then in Z1 plus Z2, real part is A1 plus A2, imaginary part is B1 plus B2. Next, subtraction. Z1 minus Z2 if you want to do. A1 plus IB1 minus A2 plus IB2. So write real part separately, that is A1 minus A2 plus I into, write imaginary part separately, I common and B1 minus B2. In Z1 minus Z2, real part is A1 minus A2, imaginary part is B1 minus B2. So in multiplication, Z1 into Z2. So you write here A1 plus IB1 into A2 plus IB2. So write here A1 into A2. Just distributive property apply. How to apply, you know. A1 A2 plus A1 into IB2, that is I into A1 B2 plus. Next come to IB1 with these two terms. IB1 into A2, that is I into A2 B1 you write. Next IB1 into IB2. I into I is nothing but I square. I square value is minus 1. So minus 1 into B1 B2. So if you want to write real parts and imaginary parts separately, so A1 A2 minus 1 into B1 B2 minus B1 B2 plus take I common, you have A1 B2 plus A2 B1. So what can you conclude? In the multiplication, real part is A1 A2 minus B1 B2, imaginary part is A1 B2 plus A2 B1. Clear? Next, division. That is Z1 by Z2, you can write. See, Z1 by Z2 is nothing but A1 plus IB1 by A2 plus IB2. Generally, we won't put imaginary number or complex number in denominator. So then we have to do one thing. Just multiply and dividing with, if you have a1 plus ib1 by a2 plus ib2, just you go with a2 minus ib2, just multiply and dividing with. Actually, this one you call, for this a2 plus ib2, a2 minus ib2 is called, it's a conjugate number. See here, just remember. So the conjugate of a plus ib is nothing but a minus ib. Just you change the sign at its imaginary part. Very, very important. Okay. And I am giving here only, whenever you multiply with its conjugate, what you get once you observe. This is a plus b into a minus b formula. Even in the place of b, ib is there. Okay. So this is a square minus ib whole square. That is a square. I square is nothing but minus 1, minus into minus plus b square. So this is the answer. So this is the real number. So here also we can write a1 plus ib1 into a2 minus ib2. So just that is a numerator. You just here you just multiply a1 a2. Where you get imaginary parts separately write, where you get real parts separately write. Where you get real part again when ib1 multiply with ib2. So that is minus I square b1 b2. Minus I square is minus 1. Minus into minus plus. So plus b1 b2 you get here plus I into. So when you multiply ib1 with a2 you get a I imaginary part. So b1 a2 or a2 b1 you can write. Next when you multiply this a1 to ib2. So what is that? A1 with ib2. So minus you get minus a1 b2 after taking I common. So minus a1 b2 by this one a2 plus ib2 into a2 minus ib2. According to this formula, what can you write? A2 square plus b2 square. So this is the way to add or subtract, multiply, division. The two complex numbers. Okay. Next one is additive inverse of a complex number. Complex number a plus ib. Okay. See, additive inverse of any complex number z is equal to a plus ib is minus z. That is nothing but minus of a plus ib. You just remember. Additive inverse means if you add them, you should get the 0. When you get the 0, that number is called the additive inverse. So if you go for a plus ib, that is minus a minus ib. This is nothing but. So this is nothing but additive inverse of a plus ib. Or additive inverse of minus a minus ib is nothing but a plus ib. Okay, clear? Next one. See one example here. Additive inverse of, for suppose 2 plus 3i is there or 2 minus 3i is there. What is the additive inverse of 2 minus 3i? Is nothing but minus of 2 minus 3i. That is 2 plus minus 2 plus 3i. In case if I ask you additive inverse of 1 by 2 minus 3i is there or some 5 by 2 minus 3i is there. You take here some 3, here you take 4, no problem, any number you take. So 5 by 3 minus 4i is there. What we have to do, additive inverse means minus of 5 by 3 minus 4i. Very clear. So if it is z, minus z. So this is equal to minus 5 by 3 minus 4i. When complex number is in denominator, just you multiply with its conjugate. Multiply and divide with conjugate number. So this conjugate number 3 minus 4i conjugate number is 3 plus 4i by 3 plus 4i. So in numerator minus 5 into 3 plus 4i. In denominator it is a plus ib into a minus ib form. So a square plus b square is our answer. So what is a square? 3 square. What is b square? 4 square. So this is nothing but minus 5 into 3 plus 4i by 3 square 9, 4 square 16. 9 plus 16, 25. So this 5 here 5 times going. So what is your answer? Minus 3 plus 4i by 5. In other words, you can write this is nothing but minus 3 by 5 minus 4i by 5. Anywhere you can write. Okay, this is the additive inverse of any number. This is the procedure to find out. Next one. Multiplicative inverse. When can say a number is multiplicative inverse of other number, if you product of them it becomes 2 1. Okay, so multiplicative inverse. Inverse of a plus ib. If z is equal to a plus ib, then 1 by z is equal to 1 by a plus ib is multiplicative inverse. Okay, multiplicative inverse of mi of z is 1 by z. 1 by z is equal to 1 by a plus ib. See, take one example. Whenever you have z is equal to 2 plus some 3i. What is multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative inverse of z is equal to 1 by z, that is 1 by 2 plus 3i. So when it is in denominator, just rationalization. So 2 minus, that means not rationalization, conjugate number you just multiply. The complex number you should get real number. So 2 minus 3i. So numerator 2 minus 3i by 4 plus, that is 2 square plus 3 square. So what it is? 2 minus 3i by 4 plus 9, that is 13. Like that you have to do. Whenever you take one example, if 5 minus 12i by 13, multiplicative inverse of 5 minus 12i by 13 you take. See, multiplicative inverse of this one is nothing but 1 by 5 minus 12y by 13. Just you follow the formula. If it is z, then 1 by z is our required answer. See here 1 by z. First, this is nothing but reciprocal of this one. That is nothing but 13 by 5 minus 12y. Okay. So, don't stop. Just simplify. You should not keep a complex number in denominator, convert into real number. So just multiply and divide with its conjugate number. That is 5 plus 12y by 5 plus 12y. This is 13 into 5 plus 12y by 5 square plus 12 square. See, 5 square plus 12 square, 169. This is 144 plus 25, 169. So this is 13 into 5 plus 12i by 69. This is 13 going. So 5 plus 12y by 13. That is our required answer. Like that we have to find out multiplicative inverse. Next concept is equality of two complex numbers. Equality of two complex numbers. Let us take z1 is equal to a plus ib1, a1 plus ib1, z2 is equal to a2 plus ib2. If z1 is equal to z2, means two complex numbers are equal means, so corresponding real parts are equal. Then corresponding real parts are equal and the corresponding imaginary parts are equal. And b1 is equal to b2, then only we can say these two complex numbers are equal. Okay, see, you take one example. if z1 is equal to x minus 1 plus I into 2I minus 3, z2 is equal to minus of 2 minus 3x plus I into x plus y minus 1 are equal then find x comma y. See here, these two complex numbers are equal means corresponding real parts. Without I, where you have remaining terms, those two will be equal. That is, x minus 1 is equal to minus of 2 minus 3x. Next one, imaginary parts. So 2y minus 3 is equal to x plus y minus 1. So from here you get directly x value. That is nothing but x minus 1 is equal to minus 2 plus 3x. So x transpose to this side, 3x minus x, 2x, minus 2 transpose this side, minus 1 plus 2, that is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, next come to substitute here, x is equal to 1 by 2. So 2y minus 3 is equal to 1 by 2 plus y minus 1. So that is 2y minus y, that is y. So 1 by 2 minus 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 3. Minus 1 by 2 plus 3, that is nothing but 5 by 2. So y is equal to 5 by 2. Therefore x comma y is equal to 1 by 2 comma 5 by 2. This is the way to find out the problems whenever you have the two complex numbers are equal. Next concept. Equality of two complex numbers. Inequality of two complex numbers. That means which number is big number, which number is small number. How can you say? Okay. Here inequality two complex numbers is not possible. So because of complex numbers means imaginary numbers. Imaginary numbers we can't see. We cannot compare. Okay, clear? So whenever imagination it is imaginary numbers, you are saying complex numbers. So you cannot compare it. So which number is big number? For suppose if I write 3 plus 5i is there. 7 plus 8i is there. So which one is big number, which one is small number means it is not correct because 3 is greater than 7 is greater than 3, 8 is greater than 5. So this is the small number, this is the big number, that is not correct. So we cannot compare the two complex numbers. But if two complex numbers are equal means if here 3 is 3, here 3. If here 8, here also 8, then you can say those two are equal. But inequality we can't say. Okay, remember. Next one, we will discuss about cube roots of unity. This is very, very important. Okay. Cube roots of unity. I give some examples also based on this one. This is very, very important. Okay. See here. Cube roots of unity means, okay, unity means 1. Cube root of 1. When you consider this one, the roots of cube root of 1, how you get once you check it out. Let us, this value becomes, you take some x. X is equal to what here? Cube root of 1. Okay, if you simplify this one, you get roots. Those roots are called cube roots of unity. See here, cube root of 1 is there. Cubing on both sides, what you get? X cube is equal to 1. So simplify here, what you get? X cube minus 1 is equal to 0. It is in the form of a cube minus b cube. What is a cube minus b cube formula? A minus b into a square, that is x square, plus ab. Ab means x into 1. X plus b square. B square means 1 square, that is 1 is equal to 0. Very clearly, product of these two is equal to 0 means either first one 0 or second one 0. So x is equal to 1 is one of the roots for x cube minus 1 is equal to 0. And if you simplify this one, what you get the values? Those are nothing but other roots of this one, cube x cube minus 1. Those roots are called the cube roots of unity. Okay, so once you simplify, 1 into 1, 1. That 1 you cannot write as 1 by adding or subtracting. Okay, so roots does not, that means directly we cannot find out the roots. So if you use the formula, what is the formula? In 10th class we have quadratic equation. How to find out the roots? By using formula x is equal for ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The roots are nothing but x is equal to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Yes, see here, this is equal to, so based on this one we have here x is, that is a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, c is equal to 1. So x is equal to minus b means minus 1 plus or minus root over b square means 1 square minus 4 into a means 1, c means 1 by 2 into 1. This is equal to minus 1 plus or minus root over 1 minus 4, that is minus 3 by 2. This is equal to minus 1 plus or minus. Just remember root over, for suppose minus a is there. This one you can write as minus 1 into a, root over. So this is root ab formula. So root over ab is nothing but root a into root b. So according to this one you can write as root over minus 1 into root a. Root over minus 1 value is I root a. Just remember. So this one, how can you write? Root over minus 3 you can write as I root 3 you can write. I root 3 by 2. For our convenience, you can write this one as minus 1 plus or minus root 3i by 2 also. That means from here you get other two roots are nothing but x is equal to minus 1 plus root 3i by 2 or minus 1 minus root 3i by 2. So these three roots, 1 minus 1 plus root 3i by 2 minus 1 minus root 3i by 2 are nothing but roots of the cube root of unity. Clear? So just remember. So here these roots are denoted with omega and omega square. These roots are denoted with omega and omega square. If you have this is omega, this is omega square. You don't call w, it is omega. Omega, this is omega square. Clear? Is it clear? So in 10th class we have one small concept, sum of the roots. Already I discussed in previous videos. Whenever you have ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0. Once again I will discuss in basics class. Okay, roots of the polynomial with their coefficients. Okay, see ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0 is there. Let us take these roots are alpha, beta, gamma. Sum of the roots alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c by a. And alpha beta gamma is equal to minus d by a. According to this one, here these are the roots of this one. X cube minus 1 is equal to 0. Yes. So what can you conclude here? Sum of the roots 1 omega omega square. 1 plus omega square is equal to. Here this x cube minus 1 you can write as x cube plus 0x square plus 0x minus 1. Yes. So it is minus b by a. Sum of the roots. Minus b means here 0. So 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. Very, very important. And sum of the product of the roots taken to at a time, that is 1 into omega plus omega into omega square plus omega square into 1. Yes, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. This is omega plus omega cube plus omega square. Okay, see here, this is nothing but omega plus, if you write in the order, omega square plus omega cube. This one value also 0 because of 0 by a. So 0 by a is 0 only. And product of the roots. What is product of the roots? 1 into omega square. 1 into omega square. That is omega cube. So omega cube value becomes 2. That value is minus of this formula, minus d by a. That is minus of minus 1 by 1. Minus of minus 1 means 1. So omega cube is equal to 1. So because of omega cube is equal to 1, omega plus omega square plus omega cube also 0 based on this one. Because omega cube is equal to 1, so it is nothing but 1 plus omega square. Both are same only. These are the very, very important formulas, these two. So no need to remember this one. So if you remember this one and this one, automatically second point you get. Okay, these are called the cube roots of unity. And one more thing you can remember here. Omega cube is equal to 1. Yes? Omega cube, how can you write? Omega into omega square is equal to 1. That means omega is equal to 1 by omega square. This one is nothing but 1 by this one. If you do simplify, 1 by minus 1 plus root 3I by 2. If you simplify, that means in denominator complex number you have, that you by taking its conjugate simplify, you get this one. Or 1 by this one, you get this one. I will explain, no problem. So omega is equal to 1 by omega square, or omega square is equal to 1 by omega also you can write. Okay, so these are the very, very important. So, reciprocal of this one is nothing but this one, or reciprocal of this one is nothing but this one. Both are same. So one you give for omega, another one you go for omega square. These are nothing but cube roots of unity. 1 omega square. That omega you can remember minus 1 plus or minus root 3I by 2. Okay, clear? Next one is working rule to find omega power n where n belongs to natural number. See here, same like iota. See, omega power 0 is equal to 1. Here n belongs to natural number, you can take our whole number. Because of 0 means you know anything power 0, 1. So no need to find out. So that is 1 only. So remaining what we have the power, so you are going to find it. You can take here whole numbers or natural number. You can take, no problem. So omega power 1 is omega. Omega square means omega square. Omega cube means omega into omega square. That is omega cube value already we know 1. Omega power 4 means again omega cube into omega. So omega cube is 1 into omega. Omega power 5 is omega cube into omega square. This value is 1, so it is omega square. Omega power 6, that is omega cube into omega cube, that is 1. Similarly, omega power 7 is nothing but omega power 6 into omega, that is omega only. So like that, if you observe 1 omega square, 1 omega square, 1 omega square, like that. So here cyclic order is 3. If you have more power, just to divide with 3. Okay, so remainder is 0, 1. Remainder 1 omega, remainder 2 omega square. So what is that? So here divide with n divide with 3. Cyclic order is here 3. Okay, see if you get remainder value. If remainder is 0, that is 1. If remainder is 1, that is omega. If remainder is 2, that is omega square. So if you divide with 3, you never get remainder 3. Okay, so this is the way to find out. And you just observe here, because of 1 plus omega square is equal to 0, sum of any three consecutive numbers, you can start from anywhere. If you start from starting 1 plus omega square 0, or omega plus omega square plus 1 0, or omega square plus 1 plus omega, that is also 0. Sum of any three consecutive terms is equal to 0. Okay, see, that is the note you write here. Omega power n plus omega power n plus 1 plus omega power n plus 2 is equal to 0 for all n belongs to n. Here you take n are whole numbers also. In previous in iota, n you can take r omega. No, that is whole numbers. It is not omega. Whole numbers. Okay. Or positive integers. Anyone you can write, no problem. Positive integers are along with 0. You can write anyone, no problem. Here I am writing n. Okay. If you take n is equal to 0, 0 means right omega, that is w, no problem. So n is equal to 0, that is omega power 0, 1, omega square, that value is equal to 0. So in the previous also you can take whole numbers, no problem. See, based on that one, if you take one example, sigma k is equal to 1 to 2009 or 2007, you take omega power k, this value. See here k is equal to 1 to 2007. So total sum of any three consecutive terms is equal to 0. So total how many terms are there? 2007 are there. So 2007, if you go for divide with 3. So what you have to do? Divide with 3. So if you divide with 3, if remainder is 0, you can get no terms. If remainder is 1, then you get one term. Either you can take from starting or ending. If remainder 2, you can take two numbers either from starting or ending. So 2007 if you go, so when you divide with 3, 2 plus 7, 9. So 9 is exactly divided by 3. So remainder is equal to 0. Remainder is equal to 0 means this value becomes to 0. So like that, same with iota, we have some problems. So I give you homework those problems. Please try to do all those problems. Very easy. Okay. Next, I give one question based on this one. Find the value of 1 minus omega, 1 minus omega square, 1 minus omega cube, omega power 4, 1 minus omega power 5, 1 minus omega power 7 into 1 minus omega power 8. So generally when you observe the factors, so you have some idea, that is nothing but most of the students they go for multiplying that factors. So that is lengthy method. First we have to simplify by using omega cube is equal to 1. Okay, same this procedure you apply here. So what you have, this is 1 minus omega only, 1 minus omega square also, 1 minus omega power 4, 1 minus omega power 4 value is omega. Okay, 1 minus omega power 5, 1 minus omega square, 1 minus omega power 7, that is 1 minus omega cube. Okay, see here, that is omega power 7 value becomes 2 when divided with 3, remainder is 2. So that is nothing but 1 minus omega square. See here what you get. So sorry, here 1 minus omega only. When you divide with 3, you get remainder 1, that is 1 minus omega. If you divide with 3, you get remainder 2, that is 1 minus omega square. So here 1 minus omega square, 1 minus omega square, 1 minus omega square. 1 minus omega square whole cube. Similarly 1 minus omega, 1 minus omega, 1 minus omega. 1 minus omega whole cube. Totally we can write 1 minus omega into 1 minus omega square whole cube you can write. Yes. Now you multiply it. 1 into 1, 1. Minus 1 into omega square, minus omega into 1, minus omega, minus into minus, plus omega cube, whole cube. See here 1 minus of, if you take minus common from these two terms, omega square plus omega cube value is 1. See, this is nothing but we have 1 plus omega square value 0. So that means 1 is equal to what you can write, minus of omega plus omega square. So minus of omega plus omega square is nothing but 1. So instead of minus of omega plus omega square, you can write as 1. Okay, so this is nothing but 1. Here you take whole cube also there. 1. This total value becomes to minus of omega plus omega square value is 1. So 1 plus 1 whole cube. That is nothing but 3 cube. 3 cube is nothing but 27. 27 is our required answer. Clear? So I give some homework based on this omega and iota. Okay, please try to do all the problems.